Alright guys, what is going on? Quick little disclaimer, there's not going to be much editing in this video because I've got all sorts to do today, but a little bit of new news on the fight scene and not in the professional fight scene. We cover boxing, MMA on this channel, but we also cover the freaky stuff, the influencer stuff, the stuff that's a little bit more of a niche market, and what I'm talking about is this right here. Eddie Hall is set to fight on, when is it? June, I think it's June the 7th, and it's a 2 versus 1 fight. So Eddie Hall is going to be fighting these two lads. I do not know anything about these lads. I've had a little bit of a pre-research. The Neffati brothers. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be quite funny and exciting. So Eddie posted this on his Instagram. It's quite funny. Let me just reload it up again. One sec, right. I was laughing my head off at it because just the style of training is just really funny. Okay, big shout out to Eddie Hall. We are fans of Eddie here on this channel. I like these freak show fights. So let's just watch the video. First off, you can hear the thud of those punches. Eddie Hall's got a strong punch. I think has he got the strongest punch in the world based on that power cube at the UFC Institute. I can't even remember what score he got. Alex Pereira got the new record, didn't he? And then did Eddie Hall beat it? I think he beat it. But anyway, regardless if you believe in that power cube or not, or the punch machines, Eddie Hall has got a thunderous punch. It's just funny, the training. He's got two fellas walking at him, and I think this lad here might be a professional kickboxer, correct me if I'm wrong, and that's his coach. So this is serious training. It just looks really funny, but how else are you meant to train for a 2 versus 1 fight? Now, Eddie put this: training for my MMA debut, 2 versus 1 on June the 7th in Blackburn. UK tickets worldwide, yeah, with the World Freak Fight League pay-per-view out now. I might stream this, guys. I might go, right? I know I say that I'm going to go to events. I've got a lot on at the moment, but I'd be up for going to this to see it live, or, yeah, I'll just stream it, whatever. But now, everyone in the comments seems to have a different opinion than me on these, like, freakish type fights. Eddie Hall was meant to be in a Strongman tournament in February. We covered it extensively on this channel, and my channel was one of the only channels to cover it, and it was meant to be Eddie Hall fighting the world's strongest man, currently Mitch Hooper, and Martin Ford, the big bodybuilder fella who's in all the movies, fighting Brian Shaw. That's why Brian Shaw was doing all the MMA training. And then it all fell through, and there was all stuff coming out about the event not being legit and stuff like that. But Eddie Hall's also had a boxing fight, didn't he, with Hafthor Bjornsson. Now, he lost that fight, and could say it was because he had a bicep tear. He was only able to throw one punch. I thought everyone was quite harsh on him in that fight against Hafthor Bjornsson. People were saying, like, oh, Eddie Hall looked bad. But I was defending him, saying, listen, he was fresh off a bicep tear. He could only throw one punch. That's why he was only throwing one punch. Now, Eddie's bicep is fully healed. We're going to see him in this little bit of a freak show 2 versus 1 MMA fight. And I like these freak show fights. I'm a fan of professional boxing. I'm a fan of MMA. I'm a fan of fighting in general. And if you were a fan of fighting in general, I just don't see why you wouldn't be up for watching something like this. But look, right, let's take a look at the criticism, because some of this is quite funny. Eddie, my man, you have got to lose some weight. You're only 6'1" and can't be walking around 350 pounds and expect to do anything cardio-wise. Eddie Hall's got pretty decent cardio. Now, would he have better cardio if he was 50 pounds lighter? Yes, of course. But you got to remember, Eddie Hall, on the build-up to the Hafthor Bjornsson fight, he was doing a lot of swimming. That's his background. He is a swimmer. He's been doing a lot of MMA training recently because he was meant to have that fight in Saudi Arabia. So I think Eddie Hall's cardio, it's going to be deceiving. A lot of people are going to think it's worse than it really is. And then he's also been training with Tom Aspinall. The footage of Eddie training with Tom Aspinall, he looks good. Okay, he got dropped by that head kick, but in terms of his cardio, he hasn't really shown any cardio issues. And fighting against Tom Aspinall, you know, Tom's an excellent mover. Someone said, is this video in slow motion? Oh, it's the actual lads who he's fighting. and we'll take a look at them in a second. Obviously, they're just trolling. And said, don't listen to them, Eddie. Your strength will carry you really far in the sport. But Eddie is also fairly skilled as well. For someone who is a strong man, I just think, you know, you've got to measure him by that. You cannot compare Eddie to like a professional boxer. For a strong man, someone of his size, he's okay skilled. He's got decent boxing skills, got good power. Right now, look at this. This is one of the dumbest things I've seen in a while. You have no punching technique, no cardio. I don't know where you're getting this no cardio idea from. No idea on how to have a good guard. If you'd ask me, Eddie's guard looks all right there. Of course, he's going to have holes in his guard. I've got a burp coming. I'm not even going to edit this out. Let it come, because I'm drinking Pepsi Max. Keep it in. This is an MMA guru style video. We ain't got time or energy to be editing. When you look at Eddie Hall fighting Alexander Volkov a few weeks ago, we covered it here on this channel. I'll pop up the video of Eddie sparring Alexander up here. Yeah, Eddie does kind of have a little bit of a funky guard, but, I mean, it's a 2 versus 1 MMA fight. You don't have to be friggin' Floyd Mayweather, do you? So, you've got no idea how to fight. And Eddie, you want to fight 2 people? Mate, while you're pushing one or throwing something similar to a punch, they'll be kicking your legs, torso, punching you, and so on. Do you know what's so funny, right, is there's some of these people in the comments, the way they think they know it all. And I guarantee this lad is Indian, Filipino, or not English. Let's have a little look right now. Look, yeah, definitely something weird, as Seth Rogen said in Superbad. Was it Superbad or Knocked Up? Something weird, like Mexican or something weird. Yeah, they're always like that. They're always Spanish or something, and they're always extremely over opinionated. Why don't you just go and focus on your own content? Hey, stop judging with your private profile. Damn, I'm so unprepared for this video. So what? Like the video for us, lads. What's the point of me even editing anyway? Got super copyright strikes on my channel. My videos are barely getting seen by any of my subscribers. Whatever, we keep on pushing. Do you know what, right? Let's just actually play the promo. This is from their Instagram page, World Freak Fight League.
On June 7th, experience a power unlike anything you've ever seen.
The dangers are real. I've got the hardest punch on the planet right now. 2 broken bodies and 1 monster stood over them. Two people just constantly mauling me, throwing shots. That's almost double the pressure. If I catch one of them clean on the face, right those wills, you are gonna get my full power. Whole heap of fucking trouble. Tune in on June the 7th, the World Freak Fight League, where I'm fighting 2 guys at once, and I'm going to absolutely destroy them.
And I believe that, Eddie. You know what's so funny is this edit is so serious, and if Eddie Hall hits you with his power, it's going to be lights out. It could be murder, there could be blood spilt, but then the actual premise is actually quite funny, and when you see who he's fighting... It's funny. But, you know, there's a lot of people who are really against this. Yeah, pretty short and gone, who has the hardest punch, doesn't he? Wake up, lad. Where have you been for the last 3-4 months? Alex Pereira, Eddie Hall, strongest punchers right now. So someone said, you struggled with one. Oh, there's always haters and critics. Yeah, against Rafael Bjornsson, who'd had a few fights prior to fighting Eddie, and was actually a pretty decent boxer for being a 6'9", 400-pound strongman. You couldn't win a 1v1. Ain't gonna win this either. Wow. And I just think this is an absolute naive comment. It's stupid. You couldn't win a 1v1. Ain't gonna win this either. I bet you this is another guy not from... Yeah, look at this. Moist D's Nuts. You know that's an absolute troll account. Sometimes I'll expose these accounts and say, this guy's an idiot, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll always get a few people in my comments who say, oh, stop doxing people. It's not doxing people. It's Instagram. It's a public platform. You can go on this post yourself and see these people for yourself. I'm not doxing anyone. This is getting sad now. Like, you know, a lot of people have these poor opinions of these type of events. This-ish is a money-grabbing gimmick. When are we going to see you come back to a real competitive sport or retire to your YouTube acting career? Why the hate, lad? Why not just accept this for what it is? A little bit of fun. Is the standard you either have to be like the best world's strongest man, and then if you're not doing that and you want to do a little bit of fighting, then you must fight professionally and you must go for world titles, so on and so forth, and you must fight upcoming boxers. Why cannot people like this, Eddie Hall, Mitch Hooper, Martin Ford, Brian Shaw, have these little gimmicky fights? You got to remember, it's called sports entertainment. Entertainment is a key word. Yes, it's all about expectations, right? I believe the reason why some people won't like certain movies from the American audience, films from the UK audience, that are actually quite good is because they have false expectations going in to the film. So sometimes you'll watch a trailer and be like, oh, this looks amazing. And you watch all the promotions to it, and then you hear that someone said it's amazing and this and that. So you go in with all these high expectations, and you watch the film and you're like, oh, that was a bit of a letdown. Now, the film itself might not have actually been that bad if you would have went in with no expectations. It's your expectations that kill your perception of how good the product was. And I believe it's the same sort of thing with fighting. Like, what are you actually expecting here? Let me just use another analogy. If you go into a Fast and Furious film and expect an Oscar-winning performance from Vin Diesel, then, yeah, of course, you're going to be like, oh, this is this. I'm trying not to swear. I've got to edit my own swear words. Whereas if you go in going, do you know what, right, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to have some crisps, a little bit of popcorn, watch some stupid action scenes where people jump over mountains in cars and jump from skyscraper to skyscraper in cars. Like, all right, yeah, fair enough. If you go in with those expectations, you're not going to be disappointed then. And it's the same sort of thing with these type of fights. If you go in with the expectation of, do you know what, it's going to be a bit of a laugh, it's going to be funny, we're going to see Eddie Hall, one of the former world's strongest man, who's got, you know, some fighting skills now, been sparring Tom Aspinall, and he's going to fight these two little fellas. Right, let me show you these lads. You're going to have clear expectations. You're not going to be disappointed. I mean, there's no real fighting footage of them. I think they're just like a parody type account. Comedy, that's what I'm trying to say, a comedy type account. Point of view, preparing for the Eddie Hall fight.
Let's go! Let's go, baby!
Time for that.
So funny. Not. These lads, and no hate to them, by the way, I don't know who they are. They look maybe 5'5", something like that, 5'5", 5'6", maybe a bit shorter, to be honest. They actually look like Demetrius Johnson height, like 5'2", 5'3". Eddie Hall is going to be able to handle these two lads. He could probably have one of them on his back, trying to choke him out, whilst beating up the other one. Been trying to find more footage of them actually fighting, throwing punches, but it's just a bunch of skits, really. People are saying this is a cash grab, but it's like, all right, what if it is? Is it really that much of a bad thing? If you had Eddie Hall's platform, or even a platform, and you had opportunities come your way that was like, look, right, okay, we'll give you 100 grand. What you got to do? You got to do this fight, a little bit of a gimmicky fight. It's basically just like a comedy type event. You know, it's not going to go on your official record or anything. 100 grand. You've got a family to provide for. Quick, easy 100 grand like that. You're going to do it. I hate the way like people act all high and almighty in the comments, and they've got nothing going on for them in their own lives. It's jealousy. That's what it is. If I was in Eddie Hall's position and a stupid little gimmicky fight came up like this, and they offered me, yeah, whatever, 50, 100, I don't know, 200 grand, I'm going to say, yeah. Is it a cash grab? Yes. You're telling me, with your virtuous self, that you're going to turn down super easy money? No. I'm not taking 200 grand. It's a gimmick. No, I'm not taking it. I stand on my values. I want Francis Ngannou. I've only got one fight experience, but I want Francis Ngannou. Every fight I take has got to be super legit. I want to go pro. No, you're going to take the easy 200 grand. You can put food on the table for your family. Do you know what that's called, right? Virtue signaling. Trying to signal to other people that you were virtuous. Like as if you was in this position, you would do anything different. And I hate that. Ish. So, anyway, regardless, Eddie Hall is going to be fighting on June the 7th. I think it's going to be a little bit of a funny fight. It's interesting to see. Would I like to see Eddie Hall do some real MMA against, you know, someone who's on his level and actually have a challenge? Yeah, of course. And I'm sure Eddie will do that at some point in the future. But if he doesn't, Who are we to say that he should? Eddie Hall can do whatever he wants, and so can anyone else as well. It doesn't just have to be either not fighting at all, amateur fighting, or professional fighting. There's a lot in between. I'm all for it. I honestly just don't see anything wrong with it. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Would you tune into this? I might do a little live stream. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Appreciate you all tuning in. Make sure you subscribe for daily boxing, MMA, fighting uploads in general. And like the video. Help me out with these 2 copyright strikes. Peace out. See you later.